Now, the perfect place to begin looking at finished log homes is at Dave and Kathy's. Not only because, well, there's a finished log home, but because their home has grown with their business over the years. And how many years?
30 years now.
Yeah?
This house, we keep teasing ourselves, took 30 years to build, but it's 30 years worth of ideas that we have here and took 9 months to build. It started out as our original house, and this is an addition.
The place has a lot of character. I mean, none of this was in the showroom. It's how it was all put together. Can you point out some of the specifics? How'd you pull this off?
Well, it really didn't take 30 years to build it, but
Yeah.
it's 30 years worth of ideas and different things. And what we tried to do was put an addition on our original home with a little character and try to get a lot more of different things so we could kind of show people.
Yeah.
And try to do with the logs, a little different colors. And Kathy came up with some really good ideas.
And you're anxious to show off your kitchen, huh?
I am. I love my kitchen. Come on in. I've
love
got to
kitchens
show
for
it to
you.
you. Well, you know, we all eat, and there's something about it. I just think it's absolutely phenomenal. There's so many unique things in it. Dave picked out all the wood in here, and we've got the little gnarly wormholes in it. The countertops are phenomenal. This little treatment up here is great, and this is Dave's brainstorm. We needed some handles to get in the refrigerators.
That's a refrigerator?
That's our
It's
refrigerator.
a wooden refrigerator. Tell me, it's an ice box, right?
Actually, the
Yes,
whole
this is an
story-
ice box.
Yeah, but you know, the whole thing was, see, it wasn't just the handles, it was that she goes and buys a refrigerator and gets it delivered, doesn't have handles. I said, well, how do you open it? And she said, well, I told him that you were gonna make the handles for it. And I'm like, no, what do I do? She says, well, can't you make something nice out of horns or something for it? So that's one of the processes that took a little bit longer to make all that too, you know.
I
But
like to keep him busy.
I guess so. What made you decide to go with that's tin?
Yes.
Form ceiling?
This is the original part of the house. This is where our back door was, where you'd walk in. And, well, Dave, you can kind of explain why we put the tin roof in.
well, we had some
ceiling?
problems with going above it. We had to put a floor system in. We had some beams going across there that weren't at the proper height to look good. I mean, they were a little bit low, so they were on an angle. So we boxed it in and did it so it's square. And we thought, well, what do we put up there? And Kathy said something about a tin ceiling would be really nice. And I said, well, that's a good idea. We have that in the house. And then we didn't know what to put for trim around it because we didn't want to put crown molding, so we did some wavy edge logs around
Yeah,
it.
I like that. I've noticed the wavy edge over framing a lot of the windows and doors.
It's something different.
Yeah.
We tried to trim all our windows out and the doors out with that too, to go so it all goes together.
In our living room, the logs in here, Dave or Dave and I both cut them down.
Actually, I cut them
Okay.
down. She had nothing to do with cutting them down. She's not strong enough for that.
But
She
I
claimed she
peeled
did,
them.
but she
I
did
peeled
peel
them.
Well, that's an important part
She
too.
peeled them, you know, helped peel them all, and that was a very,
And
very
these are
hard job.
full diameter logs that you build your original home
Yes.
with.
Yes.
Logs we
Okay.
cut off my dad's farm, and this is really how we started our business. Well, this was our first home, and it was about 1,500 square feet with a loft and everything, and it was very popular at the time. And because everyone liked this house so much, they wanted us to do one for them. And I said, boy, all the work I did on this, you know, I don't know if I want to do it again. But finally we did a couple, and then we figured there's got to be an easier way and a more energy efficient way of building than doing the logs like this. So we came out with a thermal log.
Okay.
And we started cutting the logs and notching the corners. We were the first ones to do that in the industry, so that people, when they built it, because a lot of people at that time built their own home, which I would never recommend, but unless they have a lot of experience. But you know, it was real good, and it got us where we are today, and that's how all of this happened. Just from all the ideas and the different ways of always trying to improve ourselves and improve the way that we do things.
It's a beautiful, beautiful home.
I love the color of this room. It's so relaxing and peaceful.
Bed is all homemade,
Yes,
handcrafted, I suppose I should say.
handcrafted. And the quilt, Dave's sister made.
Beautiful.
Cuts it all the little pieces of fabric and puts it together.